Everybody wants to swing the club more quickly. And today what we're going to look at is the things that are going to help to build that speed in the swing, and also the things that seem logical in order to build speed that don't necessarily help as much as we think they might. Hi, I'm Peter Knight, and I've created this channel, Peter Knight Golf, to help you play the best golf you possibly can. Today we're looking at swing speed. If I think of using a hammer, and this is an analogy that most people will get. I do come across some people that have never picked up a hammer before, but not too many. So when I use a hammer, when I bring my arm down, my arm is accelerating. Now, my arm has to decelerate in order, if I pretend my golf club's a hammer, my arm has to decelerate in order to transfer momentum. So my forearm is gaining speed and slowing down. Now, if I do that slowly like I am now, say the head of the club, or that, if I imagine that's a hammer, it's not moving all that quickly. If I want it to move more quickly, I need to accelerate my arm more. I need to decelerate much more rapidly. So I'll move my arm faster and then let my arm slow. So you can see that it transfers much more momentum. So this idea of transfer of momentum is at the heart of gaining speed in my golf swing. We all have I think probably almost a limitation, whether we call it genetically or athletically or whatever, where we have sort of like a maximum amount of speed we can get. But what we're looking to do is we're looking to optimize that. You know, if I swing the club slowly at present, have I got the capability of going faster? So what we'll look at is what you can do and how the club momentum needs to transfer from the body to the arms to the club in order to do that. So this is sort of a golf version of the hammer analogy. So if I, from here, just move my arm down, I'm not going to do anything with my hand other than hold the club. But as I move my arm toward the ground, at some point, when the club gets beyond being vertical here and it starts to go that way, it wants to swing. When it starts to swing, as I move my arm down, the club will gain speed. So as the club got near the ground there, it gained speed. Now, all my hand's doing is holding on. So you can, the hand's moving, but it's more the club's influence over my hand. Now, if you're watching my forearm, as that club starts to gain speed, as my forearm gets close to the ground, it slows right down. So I'm not trying to keep my forearm moving at speed. I'm not trying to gain speed with my arms. In fact, I'm doing the absolute opposite. I'm allowing my arm to slow in order to transfer that momentum. If I tried to keep the speed going, the club won't swing. It won't swing effectively. So when I put both hands on the club, and again, I'm moving now both arms toward the ground, as my arms move toward the ground, when my hands get to, say, around about here, which is, you know, somewhere between shoulder height and hip height, so around about chest height, my arms will actually stop trying to accelerate and allow the club to move. Again, I know that sounds completely illogical, but when you do it and you practice this movement, you'll find that your motion becomes less stressful on you, less effortful, but does a lot of work. So from here, if I allow my arms to gain some speed through to here, then I'm going to switch off trying to accelerate, and I'll just allow my arms to swing through freely. So I've got whatever amount of speed I had on my club head there to get to the ball. Now, if I want the club to move more quickly, I have to work in the same way that I did when I was trying to get the hammer to move faster, which means that I need to allow my arms to move a little bit more quickly through here, and then I need to allow them to decelerate at a more rapid rate. Now, I'm not stopping my arms, I'm just allowing the free swinging motion of the club to slow them, and I'm not trying to override that. As the club swings into line with my arms, it will cause my arms to slow down. All I'm doing is I'm just going to allow that to happen. So if I allow my arms to accelerate slowly, decelerate slowly, the club swung through with some speed. If I increase the amount of speed I've got through here and then allow my arms to decelerate, the club moved a lot faster. So I've kept the same order of movement, but all I've done is I've just changed the rate of acceleration and, more importantly, the rate of deceleration. In fact, from this point here, or where your arms begin to decelerate to impact, we actually want the arms to lose somewhere between 30 and 50% of their speed. That creates a much more efficient transfer of momentum to the club head, and the club head will actually go faster. But not only that, because you're not trying to override that movement of the arms and the club, you're much more likely to have better control of the club face as well as the club head. So the club will hit the ground in the right spot more easily, the club face will be squarer more easily, and the whole lot becomes better. So if I play this shot here, it's hard to see, but if you're watching for what my arm speed is doing, as my arms get close to the ball, you'll see that they might slow. If you ever watch golf on television and you watch some of the super slow motion replays of a swing, you'll notice exactly what I'm talking about. So as the club gets to the ball, the arms will slow, and it's like they almost stop moving forward and the club head goes through a lot. So that's that deceleration phase. The professional men and women swing the club much more rapidly, so they're still doing exactly that very, very efficiently. They're just doing it at a faster pace than what the majority of the rest of us will do it. But that principle still applies. So practice that, get the feel of the momentum change with low levels of acceleration, and just let the club swing from there. So you start to get the feel of the motion and how it works, then sort of build it up. Like I said, we'll all have a natural set point or a maximum speed or an optimal speed of acceleration, but let's explore what that is and see if you can hit the ball further.